So hello, my name is Kamala and I'm the director of the South African School of Yoga, and I just want to share with you for 2 minutes how I got into the system. It first started off with me being thrown off a horse in my 20s, and I now have a malfunction in my lower back, and I was looking and searching for help more than doctors, and I came across, and I'm eternally grateful for that, my first master in yoga, the science of yoga. And I found immediate relief, I really did. But what impressed me the most was the pranayama, the breathing. And I stayed with my master for 22 years under his auspices. Then I traveled to Peru, to Machu Picchu, and I went to Tibet. And I hadn't gone to India yet until my master, out of total respect, that when he passed away, I then worked my way to India. I went to India because I felt I needed to continue my journey. It wasn't complete, a personal self-development. And I went to the Bihar School of Yoga, northeast of India, and I was introduced to Swami Niranjan into the Bihar Yoga Satyananda system, and there I am still part of the institution, and I've been with them for 22 years, so my life is 44 years of being in the science of yoga. I'm so passionate about well-being and yoga because I've had my own personal experiences, and I have an understanding of how it works. And that passion in me is what keeps me going and striving to continue on my quest for personal well-being. But the most important thing is that it assists you in maintaining a good state of harmony, peace of mind. That's very important, is that peace of mind, that harmony of, through balance of physical yoga, gives you the vitality that you're looking for, that you need in this lifetime. And it's very restoring. It's restoring you on all levels. So we have to look at this holistically. You cannot divide the physical from the mind, and the mind from the emotions and the spirit. You have to combine them all together and look at it holistically. I wake up every morning with gratitude that I have been blessed to recognize the beauty that I have received from all my masters. And I've only had masters in my life, that they have given me the abilities and the qualities to look at my potentials to take care of myself. And I can't keep that to myself. I have to reach out and give it to my students. So my students are my passion. First, I'd like to share with you that I had a vision. I had a vision in meditation, and I saw the walls moving and expanding outwards and right into the garden, and the carpets were growing and the ceilings were getting higher, and I realized intuitively that I had to sell my home and open a school. So I have a school that I've been teaching at for 16 years, and my students are in a system of the Satyananda Bihar yoga tradition that teaches to restore order in a very slow, steady and systematic way, because it's a process from beginners to intermediate, to progressive intermediate, to advanced and even progressive advanced. And that takes years of learning to discover yourself. Delight, the greatest excitement for me in this school. And I only take 13 students in a class, not more than that, because it's a school on personal self-development, and is to watch my students transform before my very eyes. So I'm celebrating their liberation, and at the same time, they're liberating me. Today, if I had a new student come to me that wants to transform themselves to be the best that they can with inside themselves on all levels, I would start with the physical aspect. And I would give them greeting of the sun in the morning, which entails 24 movements in a cycle, and get them to do 3 cycles, and 3 cycles at night, so that we can get them to feel their own vitality, their own energy. And that's exciting, because they feel the dynamism of the energy. And then I would take them into breathing, teach them how to harmonize the mind, and then I'd take them to introspect, because this yoga is outer yoga and also inner yoga. I'd like to mention at this point that it's not always about yourself, it's about people around you, it's humanity in general, and that we need to serve each other and to love each other, to give to each other. I'm going to share a story with you that one of my lecturers in India told us students, and it's a story that says it all. A banquet was laid out on a ground floor in a building, and the first floor, and 12 people downstairs and 12 people upstairs, but really with the most delicious food, and they weren't allowed to eat before entering the room, and they had to enjoy the food presented for them. But the trick was that they took their arms and hands and placed it to a plinth and tied it up with string, so they could not move their hands or their arms, and they wanted the ground floor and the first floor to fathom out for themselves how they were going to eat. Well, the ground floor failed hopelessly. They weren't inventive, so salivating for all this food, and they couldn't have any of it, so they visited the first floor that was thriving. So what the story is, learn to serve each other, because that's what they did. They picked up bowls, they put food on somebody else's plate and asked them what they wanted, filled up their plate, and then helped them to feed them with a spoon attached to the plinth and their hands. So they were serving, loving, and giving to each other. So necessity is the mother of invention. This is the 21st century. We need to serve, love, and give to each other. Personal self-development, restoring oneself back into law and order, the nature of the divine's creation. First, you must want to do it. And the commitment entails that you give up time and space for you to apply techniques, because you need techniques in order to understand yourself. is to apply the techniques daily. And the rewards are bountiful because your practices turn into a lifestyle. You're now living a lifestyle where you're managing and handling your life. And that is liberation. Aren't we all looking for it?